This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Wednesday, May 3rd. I'm Stephanie Haney here with what matters most to you here in Northeast Ohio and all of the state of Ohio, because we have big news this morning about Google's major investment in our state. Google is promising to build 2 new data centers in Columbus and Lancaster, and the company already has a data center in New Albany. That makes the central Ohio area one of the fastest growing regional hubs for Google's U.S. data center operations. Governor Mike DeWine says investments like these send a strong message about where the state is headed.
We're so happy with this announcement. Sends a great signal. 3 locations, data centers. It tells us something about what you think we're doing in Ohio. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to invest in our people. This state has a great future. We're on the roll, but we have to continue to do that. These things don't happen by themselves. They happen by what we do.
All right, now let's put a price tag on this, because that's what we all want to know, right? Okay, Google's total investment to date in the state of Ohio now stands at more than $2 billion. We do love to see those billions of dollars coming into Ohio. Now, in the race for Akron Mayor, 32-year-old Ward 8 council member Shamus Malik won the Democratic nomination in a landslide in yesterday's primary election. Going into the election, it looked like a virtual tie between Malik, Marco Somerville, and Tara Mosley. Polls showed Malik was up a small percentage, but yesterday he won big with 43% of the vote. Somerville got 26% of the vote, followed by Mosley with 17%. Now, early polling showed a big number of undecided voters in Akron. Yesterday, even on Election Day, 33% of voters were still undecided. So the results of the election clearly show that Malik won over a lot of those undecided voters. Now, looking forward, with no Republicans on the ballot, Malik will win the November election unless a write-in candidate launches a successful campaign between now and then. Now, if that doesn't happen, Malik will become the first man of color and the youngest person ever to serve as the mayor of Akron.
I've never felt like being Muslim was a detriment to getting elected. I've even never felt really like being young was a detriment to getting elected. I said, I have a vision for where the city can go, and I'm putting that forward, and people are responding to it. People of all ages, people of all races. And so I'm proud of the first, right? But I think people are responding to the vision that we put out, not any one particular characteristic.
Now, the Akron mayoral race was just one thing on the ballot yesterday. If you want to check in on results for things like school issues and levies, we have all of those results online, and you can find those on WKYC.com. Now, in Orange, an investigation is underway after the high school boys lacrosse team was allegedly subjected to anti-Semitic slurs. According to a report from the school, it happened at Monday night's JV game against Elyria Catholic. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Cleveland says a member of the Elyria Catholic Panthers co-ed team is accused of using the slur. Both schools have condemned anti-Semitism of any kind. Also, in the Orange School District, the high school was put on lockdown after a bullet was found in the cafeteria yesterday. The student that it belonged to admitted it was theirs and led police to their car where there was a rifle and ammunition. Now, police don't believe this student had harmful intentions, but the student still could face criminal charges. That includes inducing panic and also a possible felony charge for bringing that gun on school property. Now, the student accused of bringing a gun to West Geauga High School last month has been indicted on felony charges. Brandon Morissette is now officially charged with attempted aggravated murder, illegal possession of a deadly weapon, and inducing panic. Court documents say the 18-year-old told Chester Township Police that he was planning to open fire in the school library. And as a reminder, as we told you yesterday, Morissette is still being held without bond. Now we have an update for you on the sexual assault civil lawsuit against Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. Lauren Baxley is one of 26 women who initially filed a lawsuit against Watson. Baxley says Watson assaulted and harassed her in June of 2020 during a private massage appointment while he was playing with the Houston Texans, at least on that roster. And today, we've learned that her attorney has filed with the court to try to set a court date for the trial. Watson has denied any wrongdoing in these allegations. He served an 11-game suspension last season. According to Mary Kay Cabot from Cleveland.com, no matter what the result of this lawsuit is, Watson will not face further discipline from the NFL related to these allegations. Now here's a different case out of Texas that you might be familiar with, where a 4-day manhunt has come to an end with the arrest of Francisco Oropesa. Police said it was ultimately an anonymous tip that led to his arrest. Oropesa is accused of killing 5 neighbors, including a 9-year-old boy, after he was asked to stop shooting his AR-15 outside because they were trying to put a baby to sleep. Now he's in custody, facing 5 charges of first-degree murder. In national news, in Congress, Republicans have accepted an invitation from President Biden to a White House meeting to talk about the debt ceiling crisis next week. On Monday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned that the U.S. could be in debt default by June 1st. Leadership from Republicans and Democrats in both the House and Senate will be at next week's meeting with the president. But the Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell says it will be up to House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and the president to figure out a deal. All right, here's some news that you've been waiting for before we go today. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced the 2023 inductees this morning, and here's that list. Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Missy Elliott, George Michael, who led the fan vote for the entire time the fan vote was up online. Also Willie Nelson. We've got Rage Against the Machine, The Spinners, DJ Kool Herc, Link Wray, also Shaka Khan, Al Kooper, Bernie Taupin, and longtime Soul Train host, the late Don Cornelius. This year, the induction ceremony is in Brooklyn, New York. That's happening on November 3rd. I tell you what, I do love my New York, I do, but I do think we should be having the Rock Hall induction parties here in Cleveland. I know a lot of you agree with me. All right, thanks for being with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. We appreciate you wherever you're watching or listening on your favorite podcast platform. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more of your top stories from around Northeast Ohio.